This no money, socialist utopia thing humanity and the rest of the Federation have got going seems to be lasting, eh? We may tell ourselves that we work for the betterment of the species, plural, but we're really on a permanent holiday free from the financial burdens you've read about in the history books. So, guess what I've done? Guess what Marco Kuda done? I've been given the assignment of sampling a smorgasbord of wondrous worlds and pleasure planets within warp distance. So whether you like to soak in alien culture or avoid problematic people on the beach, GTN Travel has the perfect spot for you. So step out of that holodeck recreation, yuck! I'm Marco Kuda, and this is Star Trek's 10 worlds you must visit. Number 10, Betazed. One of the galaxy's most challenging planets for any wedding planner. Go naked or go home. Betazed is a key Federation world that boasts all of the musical flora you can eat, as well as top-notch valet services. It's just like they know what you want before you say it. I had a delightful picnic in a somehow very familiar park and tried Oskoid, the warm sap. Oh, so delicious. Oh. Okay, I get it. During the Dominion War, Betazed was pretty much left unprotected, so they were easily invaded, but that was over a quarter of a century ago now. So a visit to Betazed's Janaran Falls should be at the top of your list. They will make for a stunning and time-consuming subject for engraving if you're ever stuck with a phaser, a bit of metal, and nothing to do. As the Federation universities go, Betazed has a pretty decent one, so why not plan a longer stay to study psychology and maybe you can meet your Imzadi. What the planet lacks in transport security, it makes up for in trade conferences, lakes and the Opal Sea. Don't forget that Betazoids are telepaths and empaths, so that means there are no awkward silences. If you don't hear chit-chat, remember, the conversation is still flowing brain to brain. Number 9, Kronos. Wait, I know Thomas C. Drexler might dislike all things Klingon. Well, he was bitten by a young target as youth, wasn't he? But here at GTN Travel, we have to keep our options open before the Empire starts its next war with the Federation. Now is the time, if any, to visit the Warriors' homeworld. Go on, try the gach. There are over 50 varieties, and what you don't want to do is wait for them to stop wiggling. No, you gotta get them down fresh. The weather might not be great, and most of the animal life will try to kill you. But Kronos has enough history, culture, and combat sports to keep you entertained for weeks. If you choose to stay in the first city, you can visit the Great Hall, home to the Klingon High Council by day, then by night drink blood wine and sing songs about the time Kahless slew the evil Molo. Kahless. Kahless. It would be difficult to forget him on a planet where pretty much everything revolves around him. So what I did was, just for you, I made sure I checked out a little Founder of the Empire Grand Tour in the caves of Kahless, and I would highly recommend you take a look at the Lake of Luthor, where the legend has it, the memorable man himself, he forged the first ever bat'leth. Number 8, Freecloud. If you're looking for a change of pace from the usually antiseptic worlds of the Federation, you might want to pay a visit to Freecloud, because you know what they say there? They say try everything, and warp 10, even once. As the planet's own AI advertisement states, Freecloud has minimal restrictions on personal liberty, so you can certainly have a good time without worrying about embarrassing revelations afterwards. Perhaps you're looking to get a measure of a missing lover, or just want a little bit of revenge. Well, either way, don't try the Tranya. And the moment I arrived, I have to admit my systems were bombarded by holographic product peddlers. I did not need help with my power conversion from the Red Bolian, nor was I interested in work with the Freecloud Institute of Entertainment Robotics. Just punch, 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 kick, kick, punch, knee, kick, kick, until they stop. The planet's main hub, Stardust City, guaranteed to be memorable, so check that out. The neon lights and the sky-high holograms were at first an assault on senses, and they should be on yours as well, but your eyes will soon settle as you grab some drinks and have a crack at Dabo at Quark's franchise. Don't expect big winnings though, because as they say, the house always wins. Number 7, Bajor. Of all of the worlds on this list, Bajor undoubtedly has the richest and most ancient cultural heritage, spanning hundreds of thousands of years. Its inhabitants travelled to the stars centuries before anyone on Earth. The planet's natural and architectural beauty is largely unparalleled. A visit to the rolling green hills and valleys of Kendra province and the gleaming domes and spires of the capital is a must. In recent times, the Bajoran people have suffered the outrage of the brutal Cardassian occupation that left the planet in ruins with millions killed. And the Almighty Prime Directive, well, that meant that the Federation and Starfleet pretty much had to turn a blind eye. The Bajorans are a tenacious people, however, and emerged committed to rebuild their impressive civilization. When there, I indulged in my passion for archaeology with a little stop at the ruins of the ancient city of Valhalla, only rediscovered in 2373. GTN Travel also recommends that you plan your trip around the annual Gratitude Festival, where you can spread the Peldor joy. You can always visit a monastery to have an orb experience if you're feeling lucky, but please steer clear of the fire caves and remember that it's profit, not wormhole alien. Number 6, the Federation Fall. Bit of a 4-in-1 here, but hey, Marco Kuda likes to bend the rules. As for my 4 founders trip, I took the Earth, Vulcan and Doriatella, aka the Eva T package deal. Highly recommend it, which included a dramatic recreation of events leading up to the signing of the Federation Charter, a guided tour of a real NX-01 refit in orbit of Anthem Prime, and a specially leased starship with the original carpets. They smell original as well, yeah. Federation founder, par excellent. We're all doomed if we no longer have Paris. Love a little bit of Chateau de Picard. I had fun on the Phoenix Fairground ride, but firmly suggest that you avoid the Ketracel white hot sauce at Cisco's. Comes out as hot as it goes in. Next up was Vulcan. Now, for a planet that spawned the galaxy's greatest logic, its natural beauty won't fail to stir emotion in anyone who has them. My stop included a visit to Mount Selea, but thankfully skipped the forge. Next up was Andoria. The reason I'm wearing this because I still feel chilly from going there. A moon, not a planet. It's a heat wave on Andoria if the temperature goes above freezing, so don't expect to work on your tan. The hardest amongst you should visit the northern wastes, and if you do, say hello to the Aenar. Well, if they let you in. Next up was Teller. My time there was mostly spent in the mud baths. Tellarites like to lead with a complaint, so practice being argumentative. Get a good insult in there first. My favourite is, let me stop you there before you embarrass yourself. Number 5, Ferenginar. Now, it might not be the first place that comes to mind when you're planning your galactic getaway, but stay with me because this planet is well known for rivers of muck, unrelenting rain, and rotting swamps. Yeah, I mean, that's supposed to be a good thing. Anyway, the Ferengi themselves have also garnered a bad reputation over the years as egocentric, scheming, hyper-capitalists who would swindle their own mother if it meant turning that good old profit. Don't forget, rule of acquisition number 6, never allow family to stand in the way of opportunity. Now, Ferengi females were, for the longest time, not even allowed to wear their clothes or leave the home, unaccompanied, let alone participate in business. With the reform movement spearheaded by the pioneering Ferengi female rights activist Ishka in the 2370s. And with the Grand Nagus Rom in charge as of 2375, things have changed considerably. The Ferengi really are magnificent when you get to know them. Before your trip, get hold of some latinum, then prepare to lose it all at Dabo. You'll have to become accustomed to the tube grubs, but do take time in between ansasses to visit the sacred marketplace and the Tower of Commerce. Number 4, the Gamma Quadrant. Since the discovery of the galaxy's only known stable wormhole, or the Celestial Temple if you prefer, in 2369, travel to the Gamma Quadrant because it's never been so quick and easy. We've already had Bajoran on this list, so you might as well check out Deep Space Nine when you're there, and check out what lies on the other side of the nest in the sky. Relations with this particular quarter of the cosmos have at times been as smooth sailing as a warp trip in a Bajoran lightship, but my journey via the Blue Whirlpool was invasion-free, and subspace inversion-free. Sure, it would have been great to bump into Benjamin, aka the Emissary, aka I Punch Q, Cisco along the way, but he's busy being a deity for now, isn't he? And before we move on, for the record, reports of a replicant Okuda returning to Parada 2 are greatly exaggerated. Number 3, there was once a shore-leave planet. Now, contrary to popular belief, the simplest things can please the greatest minds, just like me. And as Captain Kirk noted, that is exactly why one highly advanced and presumed extinct alien species built a worldwide amusement park in the Omicron Delta region. There, boredom is quite literally a lack of imagination. The planet is capable of conjuring up almost anything you can think of. It's basically a real-life robot holodeck that can read your mind. Just be very careful what you imagine and you'll have a great time. Yes, there may have been a couple of incidents on the planet in the past, including Dr. McCoy, who was reportedly lanced through the chest by a fully fabricated medieval jouster after chasing the White Rabbit. Now, that's okay because he wasn't dead for long though. When Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise returned 2 years later, things went awry once more, but with a Mad Hatter two-headed dragon picnic party. There are no official records of a Starfleet vessel visiting since, but Kirk's deal with the planet's master computer means it should still be offering the wonders to anyone in the galaxy that wants to come along. Number 2, Risa. Feeling harassed and hounded by your crew to get some R&R? Well, are you desperately seeking some Gamma Quadrant? Or have you never heard of a horga'hn? Now, the latter will help you with the no, we won't get into that now. Anyway, planning on taking the planet by storm, or just want to do a spot of archaeology and learn the lingo with the locals, whatever the reason for your stay, Risa has it all. With 2 suns, crystal clothes, and technically no weapons, and even fewer clothes. It's the place to go. I mean, at one time, it was a rather dank and grisly place, but it was terraformed to within an old Earth inch of its natural life by its sex-positive inhabitants to become the glistening pleasure planet that it is today. Number 2, Baku, the briar patch. If you're used to a faster pace of life, but would sell your soul to slow it down, Baku is the place for you. On this peculiar planet, time all but stands still. And don't forget, one person's fun is another person's hacky sack. Once you successfully navigated the briar patch's Metreon glass clouds at a maximum speed of 1/3 impulse, you can expect to find a pristine, technologically unspoilt world with a swimmable-ish set of lakes and hikeable hills. One teeny tiny selling point that we've not mentioned here before is the metaphasic radiation on the planet's rings that is capable of continuously regenerating your DNA. In other words, it can reverse the aging process. I spent just long enough time there to work out those wrinkles and watch some sunsets. Who knows? You could even stay there long enough and let your boobs firm up. Bring the spot cream though, especially if you're a Klingon, all right? So there you have it, 10 worlds that you should visit in the known warpable universe. Brought to you by yours truly, Mark Okuda. Where would you like to go? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to that little thing that they call TrekCulture or whatever it is, or TrekCulture YT on Instagram. And I've been told to tell you to check out Marcus Bronzy's podcast, Ain't Got a Clue in How to Kill an Hour, and him on Instagram at MarcusBronzy or whatever. I need to shake off this Andorian cold now. See you later.